faithful, burns in the soul of every Marine, a sacred promise the Corps has kept since the birth of our country. They are the elite masters of air and land and sea on battlefields all across the globe. They are the United States Marines.
If you missed part one of this video, please click in that description box below. We are definitely in the storm, as told to us by Q. For the physical storm, we know it takes one major disaster to remind us of how fragile life is and systems are. Recent earthquakes in California, and you've got this storm coming up in the south. Are you prepared for days without electricity and stores being damaged and closed? If not, today's a good day to make a plan, prepare for disasters. I've done this. I trust and use My Patriot Supply. That is preparewithandweknow.com, My Patriot Supply. Order yours today. Now for Serial Brain 2. Now that we know that the maestros put an end to the metaphysical chemtrails by applying the Phoenix principle to the dynamics of the immortal Queen, let's go through all his July 4th tweets to see how he dealt with the physical chemtrails. Queen, monarchs seeking shelter. So important for our country that the very simple and basic "Are you a citizen of the United States?" question be allowed to be asked in the 2020 census. Department of Commerce and the Department of Justice are working very hard on this, even on the 4th of July. The capital letters in that tweet add up to 100. Honeycombs also equals 100. On the right, you have Q620, highlighted there, Queen Monarch seeking shelter. That was posted by Q on January 27th, 2018. Decoded message. Queen Monarchs is code for those who ordered and operated the chemtrails. This terminology confirms the path to Queen Elizabeth I we took earlier and everything that was decoded about her. Seeking shelter is code for all those who were involved in the chemtrails are now either cooperating, facing justice, or are on the run. Honeycombs, run. These people are stupid.
He said something that really hit home about this phenomena of chemtrails. And, you know, when I was a kid, I used to see these trails in the sky all the time. And so that's cool. A jet just went over. And then you started to see a whole bunch of them. And next thing you know, everybody in your neighborhood was fighting and arguing and you didn't know why. Okay? And you really didn't know why. I mean, everybody was fighting. So he started riffing about the chemtrails. And he started to say things that hit home so hard. And I would recommend that everybody try to get what he said online or wherever and try to get a copy of it and just listen to it. Because I was so moved that I had to write the song.
Let's listen to a whistleblower to understand how chemtrails are operated.
Hallo, ich begrüße euch alle. Ich finde es toll, dass hier so viele Mitmenschen sind. Zum Thema Frieden möchte ich nur sagen, dass ich fest davon überzeugt bin, dass das, was wir hier machen, nämlich unseren eigenen Kopf benutzen, unsere Fähigkeit zu denken, selber Schlussfolgerungen zu ziehen, Informationen zu verarbeiten, daraus neue Informationen zu machen. Das ist das, was uns dazu gemacht hat, dass wir so diskreditiert werden als Friedensbewegung. Denn das darf nicht sein, dass wir selber denken. Ich bin Luft- und Raumfahrttechniker und habe Flugzeuge repariert und so weiter. Ich möchte euch jetzt mal ganz kurz erzählen, was ich gemacht habe. Ich habe auf dem militärischen Sonderflughafen Oberpfaffenhofen in Zusammenarbeit mit dem Deutschen Luft- und Raumfahrtzentrum ein Flugzeug mit einer Sprüheinrichtung ausgestattet, was an unserem Himmel giftige Substanzen versprüht. Als ich mit den Beweisen dafür, den Fotos und allem drum und dran, zu meiner grünen Abgeordneten im Bürgerbüro gegangen bin und gesagt habe, hier, so sieht's aus, ich stelle mich jedem Untersuchungsausschuss zur Verfügung, ist 3 Tage später mein Boss zu mir nach Hause gekommen und hat gesagt, ich muss dich entlassen, da werden von ganz oben große Räder gedreht, die ich nicht mehr halten kann. Ich kriege keinen Job mehr in der Luftfahrt. Jeder, der gerne wissen möchte, wie das aussieht und wie das gemacht wird, der kann dann zu mir kommen, ich habe hier alles mit. Ich möchte dazu nur sagen, als wir fertig waren mit dem Umbau dieses Fliegers, also wir haben den innen entkernt, haben die ganzen Tanks eingebaut, haben die Leitung gelegt, haben diese Sprüheinrichtung installiert, da wurde uns gesagt, ich war ja Zivilangestellter, unter Kontrolle des Militärs, dass das Deutsche Luft- und Raumfahrtzentrum das praktisch als Test macht. Ja, der Flieger fliegt vorne weg, dann fliegt denen ihr Partikelmessflugzeug hinterher und misst Partikeldichte, Ausbringungsparameter und so weiter und so weiter. Die wollen ja schließlich wissen, wie sich das verbreitet. Und wir waren fertig und da kam dann das Militär und hat uns angewiesen, Vollschutzanzüge und Atemmasken zu tragen. Denn die Tanks müssen jetzt befüllt werden und die Substanzen, die da reinkommen, ja, Aluminium, Sulfide, Bariumoxide, was weiß ich, sind durchsetzt mit Nanopartikel großen Polymerverbindungen, die sind für euch hochgiftig, also ihr habt jetzt Schutzanzüge zu tragen. Und so viel dazu. Also ich wollte nur sagen, wir fliegen in eine ökologische Katastrophe und jeder, der das nicht begreifen will, den kann ich gerne die Beweise zeigen und ich stelle mich jedem Untersuchungsausschuss zur Verfügung. Ich bin bereit.
With this information, we can now decode the next tweets. What happens if seized? Happy 4th of July, posted at 6:23 a.m. on 4 July 2019. The capital letters equal 183. I make all things new, 183. Notice Q623. What happens if seized? Who controls? Who controls the controllers? Arrow special on that one. EO 1221. Executive order. New puppet master. Direction. Not deal. Hostage. No choice. Think others. It's what you don't know. On the far right, let's look at that quote again. We gutted the plane, mounted the tanks, installed the cables and lines, and the spraying devices. I was a civilian worker supervised by the military. We were told this was a test conducted by the German Aeronautics and Space Administration. That's from aircraft mechanic whistleblower. So when we were finished with the installation, guys from the military came over and instructed us to wear full body protective clothing and breathing masks because they were now going to fill the tanks with substances like aluminum sulfides or barium oxides, and that would contain highly toxic nanoparticles sized polymers. Decoded message. Chemtrails are supervised worldwide by the military. The example of the German mechanic whistleblower is a hint structures like NATO were involved. The one who controls the military controls what is sprayed and where. What if this worldwide operation is seized? What happens if the one who controls the most powerful military in the world and leads NATO is an outsider like Trump? Answer. The Phoenix Principle is applied and the harmful chemicals are transformed to healing chemicals. All things are made new. Those who were sprayed get healed, and it's now the turn of those who are spraying to get sick. Read again. Enjoy. Roth, enjoy. Panic is good. Trolling is fun. The tweets that the president put out about the Salute to America celebration on the 4th of July were deleted and retweeted at 6:47 a.m., July 4, 2019. Notice Aircraft 1 is highlighted. We go to Q3047. Trolling is fun. Panic is good. Panic increases the rat population. That was posted by Q. Then you notice this picture on the right of the president's tweet, and below we have several tweet is unavailable. Deleted? Enjoy the show. Decoded message. Aircraft 1. What a beautiful way to describe chemtrails, which are essentially the result of using the air humans breathe to perform witchcraft against them. Once again, it is important to understand that the chemical component is just one step in the mind control process. It's a preparatory step to fertilize the subject and maximize his plasticity. The next step is alteration of the mind through possession, injection of an alien spirit, or through deformation using waves. The chemtrails can be programmed to hold this information in specific ways and for further dissemination. When it's the case, it's called smart dust. What happens if this is seized by white hats? Black hats are running like rats. More intel, more panic. Repeat. Clockwork Orange. Those tweets again about the Salute to America celebration from the president. Notice that we have it posted at 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. highlighted for that particular event. You have the 6 inversion to 9. Notice Q3141. We have the quote highlighted, quote, John Solomon, as Russia collusion fades, Ukrainian plot to help Clinton emerges. That was posted from the president at Sean Hannity at Fox News. We see the clock highlighted with the orange arrow pointing to Clockwork Orange, and you have the picture of this guy freaking out with some stuff being put on his head. For those tweets, once again, equal 207. The storm is coming, 207. The capital letters for the bottom tweet, 171. Orange Clockwork is 171, and final countdown is 171. Decoded message, the movie Clockwork Orange falls into our chemtrail context. It's full of symbolism illustrating abuses and mind control experiment that finally went wrong. Clockwork. The final countdown is started for the perpetrators. They will pay. As Russia collusion fades, Ukrainian plot to help Clinton emerges. This, in our current context, leads to, as the harmful chemtrails the cabal was spraying on humans fades, another type of chemtrail is emerging, harmless to humans and harmful to the cabal. The storm is coming. Air Force One in 1775, the path to chemtrails. Again, we have these tweets posted with their capital letters adding up to 207 on the left, and on the continuation of that tweet, the capital letters are 171. You subtract 207 from 171, and it equals 36. 18 plus 18, and you have RR and Rolls-Royce. Notice that that points to the Rolls-Royce engine on the airplane, which points to chemtrails on the far right. Let's go back up to that second tweet. Air Force One is highlighted. The initials are AFO, which goes down to aircraft, again to Rolls-Royce engine. Let's go to the far right. Associate and add 1615. We have 175. 1775, that's the repetition rule. Q1775, how often does the presidential motorcade honk upon request? That goes to cars, again to Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce is a preeminent engineering company focused on world-class power and propulsion systems. Solution path. The number 1775 is not only mentioned in the coded area of the speech, but it's confirmed 3 times in the tweet. The initials of Air Force One are connected to Q1775, which both brings Rolls-Royce, then propulsion system, then chemtrails. Chemtrails and mind control. Notice the tweet once again. We have 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. highlighted, and you have fireworks highlighted. That relates to fireworks, which was part of the Q1124 sub-riddle. You can find that decode from Serial Brain 2 as Article 144 on serial.rocks. look at the description box below for that link. It says by Cricket Hillary and -21, the last pieces of the puzzle, which connects to the chemtrail picture once again. You have Q777, why is Big Pharma essential? Answer, because it prepares the human biology with the required chemicals to maximize docility and receptiveness to the next phases of the mass mind control process. Q776, target subjects are scouted over a period of time to study and arrange therapy. Therapy takes X to break the mind into a functional device. Science fiction? Q. That's from Article 144 also. Let's go back up. We have the 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. MK Ultra equals 96. So you reverse that 6 and 9, and it's 96. Now that chemtrails are plugged in, the tweet reveals the hidden mind control component. After reading the decoded message, can you solve this question? Why is it kaput and MK Ultra have mirrored values 69 and 96? And why did the maestro link kaput to the teleprompter? Answer, because mind control processes are destructive, and at cellular level, energy is red information. Pretty cool, right? Decoded message, I have established in my article 144 that chemtrails were injected into humans to cause the firework reaction within our biology in order to maximize docility in the early stages of the cabal's mass mind control process. I have also established the vehicle used for this injection was Big Pharma, home cleaning products, water, etc. Aggregating the numbers 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. leads to 96 equals MK Ultra. We now have the confirmation chemtrails were also used as a dissemination vehicle in their mass mind control effort. Would they spray themselves? Notice this tweet from Candace Owens, you cannot be a victim and a victor at the same time. This was retweeted at 7:42 a.m. That goes to Q742. The inner circle. Majority today were born into the circle. Notice the media cleanse JFK from Q. Decoded message. Airports are the primary medium used to disseminate chemtrails. Those who control airport access control chemtrail dissemination. White hats have taken over. Airports are cleansed and secured. You cannot be a victim and a victor at the same time. Yes. Then the relevant question is, if they have been spraying us with chemtrails to harm us, since they are on the planet with us, were they also harming themselves? Answer, no. They are part of the club, the inner circle allowing them to be immune to the chemtrails. What do you think this club is? Buckle up. Find the link. Look around. The flood. Brandon Tatum's tweet right here, the highlighted area, illegals getting free health care is ridiculous. That's retweeted at 7:45 a.m. That's related to Q745. Find the link, look around. You have the Nephilims placed right there. Decoded message, illegals getting the free healthcare is ridiculous. In my article 11 on Serial.rocks about Q744 and Q745, I told you that the image in Q745 is about the flood and the Nephilims. The days of Noah were days of immoral genetics, essentially hybridizing humans with animal and demonic spirits. How? Through sacrifices and rituals. You thought ancient Egypt invented this, or that modern genetics is new? Nothing new under the sun. The damage has reached such a point that it was necessary to reset the planet's population, and this is why Noah was missioned to preserve the original population template to restart combinations as divinely intended. The illegally combined species were destroyed by the flood and sent along with the dark instigators in another dimension. The rainbow was the symbol of this expulsion. Q1402, puzzle coming together. For the prophecy in Matthew 24:37, as it was in the days of Noah, so it will be at the coming of the Son of Man. To be fulfilled, the illegal species had to find a way to come back to our dimension. They are the illegal migrants demanding to rule us and that we change our natural laws to accommodate them. Now you know why the cabal members are not harmed by the chemtrails that they have been spraying on us. They are not human. They are Nephilims. Infiltrators out. We had a tweet on 4 July also highlighted part of the president knew he couldn't get the nomination to run again in the great state of Michigan. Those capital letters equal 158, false allegations 158, the Eden spirit equals 158. Q2005 being proven factually true, everything stated by the president will be made public. Decoded message. The president and the U.S. Army are taking out the intruders, the Nephilims. The flood ruled they were not allowed to stay in our dimension and physical realm. They have to leave. Everything the president tells you is factually true. In other words, whatever layer you decide to listen from, he will tell you the truth. With this in mind, the conversation about immigration is not limited to what you understand to be the southern border. It's bigger than that. When the president talks about immigration, he's talking about exopolitics and about the species that have illegally entered our planet through falsehood and alterations of our minds and biology. The cabal and its puppets are well aware of the depth of the conversation and are hoping that the general public will never get it. Do you now see it? Chemtrails are not about killing us. They are about replacing us, progressively, covertly, until we become them with their religion, their gods, their way of life, and of course, in their society, we would only occupy the lowest levels of the physical and intellectual food chain. Does this ring a bell? Do you remember how the serpent in Eden used falsehood to deceive Adam and Eve and make them leave Eden? Yes, the ultimate goal of Satan's war on your mind is social engineering. Now that the president has the means to start the process of eviction from our planet through our military and the wall, they will hang on as best they can by pushing false allegations in an effort to disguise in the eyes of the public his actions that are beneficial to mankind but classified. One of them being, quote, Trump is claiming we have the cleanest air in the world. It's not true. Just this morning, we've been sprayed with chemtrails like never before. What is the answer to that? Why are we spraying the sky? That tweet from the president, salute to America, and Army are highlighted. Notice the capital letters equal 335. Why are they spraying the sky? 335. Certain things have to be done still, 335, and the confusion will soon be over, 335. We have these wonderful photos of that great event with the pilots flying over the Blue Angels. Q1303, assets in place, Q. Decoded message, why do we still see chemtrails when the president states we have the cleanest air in the world? Answer, the confusion is soon over when it is understood the sky needs to be cleaned from the harmful chemicals sprayed by the cabal when they were in control. How do you achieve that? The Phoenix Principle, by spraying, neutralizing, and healing chemicals. Assets are in place to make this happen. The Salute to America Army.
Oh my god. Nana! Oh my god. I got it all on video, dude. Oh my god.
The earthquake attack. Controlled. Been fully briefed on earthquake in Southern California. All seems to be very much under control. A tweet from the president. The capital letters equal 25. Y equals 25. Let's go to Q1424, which was the time that was tweeted at 2:24, military time 14:24. Think timing. They are losing all control. Decoded message. The cabal and Family Y have lost control. The earthquake in California and the rain in D.C. on July 4th was their attempt to sabotage the Salute to America event and display leverage through the geoengineering weapons they still have. The attacks were contained by the military. The geoengineering war between white hats and black hats has begun. Black hats have to find ways to clear the sky from what they know is being sprayed over them without being able to publicly address it. Geoengineering warfare is one of these ways. The more attacks from black hats, the more they will expose their troops and chain of command. Enjoy the show. The weather attack, controlled. Weather looking good, clearing rapidly, and temperatures going down fast. See you in 45 minutes, 6:30 to 7 p.m. at Lincoln Memorial. That was tweeted from our president. Notice the highlighted areas clearing rapidly, 6:37 and 45. Posted at 4:57 p.m. The number sequence from 45, 6:30, and 7, you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Operation increment, plus minus. WSPM LM, the capital letters equal 96. Binary code is 96. Climate equals 63. This happens to be 45, and then you have -1. That's the operation increment. So you have -1. HARP is 44. Wrath equals 70. Go to Q1657. Do you feel the emotion, anger this writer has? And then doxing the billboard owners. Decoded message. On July 4, 2019, we witnessed a digital weather battle in D.C. in real time. Black cats were so angry and eager to sabotage the Salute to America event that they carried out a major attack at the risk of uncovering themselves and raising the question from the public. Is this a coincidence? Isn't this man-made? Fortunately, white hats were able to clear the sky rapidly and protect D.C. from what the black cats were hoping to be a successful weather attack with devastative consequences. Military might and victory. All right, folks, look at this tweet. Salute to America, July 4th, posted at 7:01 p.m. That length for the video is 88. Absolutely amazing. You take the capital letters and it all goes down to jets, and jets equals 54. Notice that tweet from a while back saying way down being highlighted. Now we can buy some more jet fighters. Well, posted at 7:01 p.m. means Q701, top 10 players, here now. 50.22.218.5 Q. Here now is also 88, which is the video length. Fire Snake is 88. Now, if we look at those numbers, 54 is jets, and you look at the Fire Snake as 88, you subtract those, you come up with 34. 34 is 3 plus 2 plus 2, it's 322 skull and bones. Decoded message. As he promised in August 2018, and we went through it in previous articles, the president took the time to invest in the military and strengthen it until its firepower subdues that of the enemy and its network of secret societies. The U.S. military is now equipped to defeat the cabal in all dimensions and transform their weaponized and infrastructure to ashes. Q114, U.S. military equals the savior of mankind. We will never forget Fantasyland. God save us all. Q. Chai. Resurrection completed. That tweet, once again, salute to America. We have it posted at 7:28 p.m. The capital letters for that tweet equal 93. Chai Swamp 93. Completed 93. Posted at 7:28. Q728 is at Snowden Truth to Power. You have at SNOWDEN NSA Q Anon. The timestamp 1928 equals 47. GHIDRA equals 47. The image width was 1061. Now I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away. Also there was no more sea equals 1061. You have Q2977 with the Chan, 8chan, and you also have that picture with that cool guy holding a sword. Have NSA.gov GHIDRA. X also grew up watching Thundercats. Thundercats is highlighted. Decoded message. Through chemtrails and other attacks against mankind, the cabal wanted to transform our world into a dead swamp. But the snake bit itself. The Phoenix principle has been applied, and we now have a new earth and a new heaven. The poisonous water they forced us to consume throughout the years has now been purified and is free of harmful agents. Now let's talk about the maestro referring to 1775 airports in his speech. That was epic. Did you see how the clueless fake news and low IQ operators mocked him? Let's watch.
In June of 1775, the Continental Congress created a unified army out of the revolutionary forces encamped around Boston and New York, and named after the great George Washington, Commander-in-Chief. The Continental Army suffered a bitter winter of Valley Forge, found glory across the waters of the Delaware, and seized victory from Cornwallis of Yorktown. Our Army manned the airport. It ran the ramparts. It took over the airports. It did everything it had to do. And at Fort McHenry, under the rocket's red glare, it had nothing but victory. And when dawn came, their star-spangled banner waved defiant. At Shiloh, Antietam, and Gettysburg, our soldiers gave the last full measure of devotion for the true unity of our nation and the freedom of all Americans.
Did you pay attention to what he said the next day? Watch.
Well, I can just tell you, those people that you see, a lot of people in front of the White House, every one of them loved it. I would actually say, and I want to sort of give a little appreciation, the media, generally speaking, loved it. They loved the evening. We had a lot of rain. I stood in the rain. The teleprompter went out, so I had... Yeah, the teleprompter went out. It kept going on, and then at the end, it just went out. It went kaput. So I could have said, and actually right in the middle of that sentence, it went out. And that's not a good feeling when you're standing in front of millions of people on television, and I don't know what the final count was, but that went all the way back to the Washington Monument. And I guess the rain knocked out the teleprompter. So, but no, it's not that. I knew the speech very well, so I was able to do it without a teleprompter, but the teleprompter did go out. And it was actually hard to look at anyway because there was rain all over it. But despite the rain, that was just a fantastic evening. I think people really had it. And I think a lot of people, you know, it was really a recruitment situation. A lot of people are going to be joining our Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Coast Guard.
Did you notice the plus sign at 7:02? He made it right after mentioning the teleprompter was kaput. Value for kaput? Yes, it's 69. Got the tweet? Here's the solution. The Q plus coded area of the speech, history and kaput. Notice that tweet, the highlighted area is history of our country. In 1775, our Army manned the air. It rammed the ramparts. It took over the airports. Q plus, the teleprompter went out. It went kaput. Kaput equals 69. Well, you have 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. highlighted in his tweet, so that equals 69. You have low and loud sprint, I will speak. Technical difficulty, low and loud sprint, I will speak. Look at the sprint picture. That's comms. The plus sign the next day at press gaggle when mentioning teleprompter incident. Decoded message. When you hear me talk about the history of our country in a controversial way, and the teleprompter goes kaput, you'll know I switched to our comms. That will be the coded area of my speech. Start recording and decode. Good luck. The Q plus area of the speech is also confirmed by a V-22 simultaneously flying over. Entering the coded area, D5. Notice they are the elite masters of air and land and sea on battlefields across the globe. They are the United States Marines. Representing the Marine Corps today will be a brand new VH-92, soon to serve as Marine 1, along with 2 V-22 Ospreys from the famed HMX-1 helicopter squadron at Quantico, the Nighthawks. You have the magic of D5 coded in Melania's aircraft and headset. That was in the past. Picture taken from the article, The Pen Controversy, the 2 missing letters, Melania Trump and D5. Decoded message. In a past article about Melania, the beauty of D5 and its winning chess move, we discovered that the V-22 Osprey is code for D5. The maestro is signifying we are entering the coded area of his speech, and it contains the description of a winning move against the cabal. We need to focus on the numbers to identify the decoded message. Now, we can decode the first part of the coded area and see it's about the status of our air. The air, now, and then. Air, A equals 1, I equals 9, R equals 18. The A and I, 9, 1, is 10 to 1. And then you have R, 18, 18 and 1 connected. That all adds up to 118. Solution path. We add up the numbers mentioned in the coded area of the speech and find the result 118 confirms the word air. Now and then equals 118. Jewish gematria now and then equals 1188. Solution path 2. We observe the result 118 is the value for now and then. The number 22, number of letters in the Hebrew alphabet, in V22, osprey, is a hint we are allowed to also solve through the Jewish gematria value. In this system, now and then adds up to 1188, which confirms the 118 number structure. The solution now and then is confirmed, decoded message. The coded area of the speech is about air now and then, or the status of our fight against the cabal's chemical attack against mankind. Here is the confirmation that the reference to airport was not a mistake. Our army manned the air, it rammed the ramparts, it took over the airports, it did everything it had to do, and at Fort McHenry, under the rockets' red glare, it had nothing but victory. Notice Fort McHenry, FMH equals 27, JFK equals 27, that's a reference to JFK Airport. Decoded message, the reference to airports was not a mistake, it was intentional and is validated by Fort McHenry. The airport riddle solved. Notice that Serial Brain 2 highlighted different colors for that particular quote. If you take out air, you notice the picture of the chemtrails. Rolls-Royce's RR rammed the ramparts. Airports, which is FMH equals 27 equals JFK. Rockets red, that's RR Rolls-Royce. And glare, look at the picture of that beautiful rainbow. So you have our army manned the air, it rammed the ramparts, it took over the airports, it did everything it had to do, and at Fort McHenry, under the rocket's red glare, it had nothing but victory. So the translation for that quote, our army made the air healthy for mankind again. It took control of the access to aircraft engines and airports. It did everything it had to do to protect mankind from the harm of chemtrails. After their intervention, the enemy lost, and we won. Are you tired of winning yet? Here's the summary of the maestro's message. Adam was created in God's image, and the plan that God had for him and his descendants was that he would lead and rule the world in his image. Long before Eve was created, God had put into Adam's constitution his need for her. By doing so, divine wisdom established that Adam's descendants would be created through love and through the completion brought by the couple. Eden was the place where Adam would learn about the world before he was sent to rule it. Out of pride, Satan took action to sabotage this plan at its very early stage and deceived Adam and Eve, causing them to leave Eden and to come to earth before their preparation was completed. Ever since, Satan and his armies have been at war against mankind on an earth they wrongly consider being theirs. Through deception, dissimulation, and infiltration, they have been attacking mankind with the weapons of altered religions through false dogma and prophets, altered scriptures through suppression and translations, altered biology through genetics, and altered thoughts through magic and mind control. Knowing the couple is the starting point for God's creation, Satan and his armies attacked it by teaching the genetics that allows hybridizing species from different dimensions through rituals and sacrifices. This is how species like the Nephilims entered our dimensions, became our biological companions, and subsequently hacked our natural desires. Yes, I am saying non-natural desires are a biological issue involving other species invading from other dimensions. Q 1851, you people are a disease. We, the people, are the cure. Q. When the situation reached a point of no return, God sent Noah to destroy the illegal hybrid species, expel the Nephilims from our dimension, reset creation, and renew his alliance with mankind. The rainbow, product of the couple light water, is the symbol of this renewal and the divine origin of the couple. After the flood, always with the help of Satan and the inattention of mankind, the Nephilims found ways to come back by resurrecting their ancient teachings and partnering with kings, queens, and magicians who are willing to lose their souls in exchange for wealth, power, and a satanic version of eternal life. through transmission within Illuminati bloodlines or groups of particularly skilled magicians. These teachings have withstood the ages and have crossed Sumer, ancient Egypt, Babylon, ancient Greece, ancient Rome, and have landed in the hands of Queen Elizabeth I, the Witch Queen of England, who, with the help of her occultist John Dee, established the secret cult of the Queen. This cult, followed at the highest levels of the international deep state and its rogue intelligence community, consists of worshiping what is believed to be the eternal spirit of the Queen, which is considered to be still ruling England and its colonial territories today. In fact, it's just the demon who she allowed to possess her before she died and who is using her astral body as a medium to liberate the chemicals needed to mind control her subjects. Yes, Queen Elizabeth I was using chemtrails to rule. You thought chemtrails were a new thing? Satan figured it out when he saw how the insufflation of the divine spirit allowed Adam to receive God's commandments. Q 749. Coincidence, the Matrix movie grew people as a crop, used for energy, and controlled their mind? Sound familiar? Wonder where they derived that idea from? To globalize and strengthen the mind control process carried out by this entity they worship. The cabal and its deep state that controls airport and aircraft access had the ingenious idea of spraying us using planes loaded with the necessary chemicals. This dissemination was carried out worldwide by the deep state controlled military, who would present it to airport civilian personnel as, quote, tests. I told you I was building the wall. I told you the wall is generic name to describe the set of protections needed by mankind against all attacks, from all dimensions, whether they are visible to the naked eye or not, whether they are chemical, technological, or even metaphysical. It's right here. The tweets from the president highlighted criminals of all dimensions, criminals of all shapes and sizes. You thought I would not address chemtrails? Well, I told you several times we had the cleanest air and the cleanest water on the planet. Q2005, has the president made a statement since being elected that didn't end up being proven factually true? To resolve the chemtrail issue, I first had to make sure the deep state could not stop me and was kicked out of my chain of command. Have you ever visited the Deep State DOJ cemetery in Q2381? These are just the visible inverted crosses. Thousands of their assets have been removed worldwide, and that's for the legal side. For the military, the holding of the Salute to America event on Independence Day is the proof the U.S. military they tried to destroy is now resurrected and now has the means and the orders to do everything it has to do and loves doing. I ordered them to stop the chemtrails, which is a major abuse against mankind. Under my command, our military took care of the metaphysical and physical components of the chemtrails. Q114, U.S. military equals the savior of mankind. We will never forget. Fantasyland. God save us all. Q. The spell over America inherited from British colonization and the cooperation of our treasonous politicians is now broken and ineffective. Our military took over the airports, took over the distribution chain, and are now using them to spray the chemicals needed for mankind to heal. Yes, I am using chemtrails to heal mankind and to purify our air. What do you think these chemtrails I am spraying are doing to the other side? For those who are on our planet illegally and who were spraying us to progressively kill us and invade us, well, there is no free health care for illegals. It's our turn. Now that they are being graciously sprayed, you know what's going to happen next, right? Yes, to survive after saying it was a conspiracy theory, they will have to admit that chemtrails are real. And of course, to keep the party going, the maestro, Q, you, and I will label them as delusional conspiracy theorists. It's already begun. Look how they randomly reported on May 2019 a statement Kylie Jenner made about chemtrails in 2015. This is from the Mirror. Kylie Jenner backed chemtrails conspiracy theory about plane fumes controlling minds. The Keeping Up with the Kardashians star once tweeted an unexplained picture about chemtrails, a theory that the government is using fumes from jet planes to control our minds. That was posted 18 May 2019. The description box below has the link to that article. Q743, these people are really stupid. Q.